Hello, everybody. I'm going to turn that down so I don't hear myself. And I hope everybody's doing good. Happy Friday. Happy first day of summer, too. Summer technically doesn't officially arrive until 9:42 p.m. this evening, but I'm just going to say first day of summer. And it looks great outside, right? Look at that in the Parkway in Huntsville. It's so glamorous out there with clouds, and we had fog this morning. It seems like every day we have something to track. So yesterday was heavy rain. Numerous accidents reported for the morning commute. It was not good. Today, not very many accidents reported, but it was still a slow go. Many of you telling me the fog was very dense by where you live, and it's starting to lift now, which is good. And I did see a little sunshine on the Parkway moments ago, but of course, when I start the feed here for Weather Extra, it goes away. And we should start to get brighter and brighter with each passing hour. And I do think that today will actually turn out to be a pretty nice day. When you see what's coming down the pike on the 10-day forecast, this will probably be one of the better days that we have in the entire 10-day forecast, because with each passing day into the weekend and next week, not only are the temperatures going to go up, but the humidity will go up. And by the time we get to the middle of next week, probably have some heat advisories issued for the area for the first time this year. And yeah, feeling very summer-like for the first day of summer. And we expect to hit 90 degrees this time of year, but we have not done that very much so far this month. Only 4 days in Huntsville so far, 90 plus for the whole year, and it happened this month. We're going to have probably 10 days to close out the month in a row where we could actually hit 90 degrees plus every single day for the rest of the month in June, if this plays out the way the forecast is calling. So pretty big change from going from cool and wet to dry and hot, and we're going to flip the script starting today, and it's going to have an impact on your weekend plans as well. So let me do this and this, and I'll take it live. I was really hoping to get a little sunshine there, but we'll see what happens. Hey, Chase, Friday here at last. Yeah, right? Bring it on. The weekend is almost here. For those of you who believe in those weekends, yep, you enjoy your Saturday and Sunday. Hi, Tegan. Good to see you on. I'm going to cycle through the graphics and let's take a look around what we got going on. That's the Parkway in Huntsville. So this morning, there was a lot of red and orange and yellow on this particular graphic. The visibility was near zero or had a lot of ones on there. That tends to tell me that the dense fog advisory that was issued by the National Weather Service that expired at 9 o'clock was certainly warranted. And we could see it on the cameras. I mean, every time Gina took one of the cameras to do traffic and she was showing it, she's like, wow, the fog just seems to be getting worse. And Jonathan was like, yeah, that's not good. And yeah, it doesn't have to take a meteorologist to see what was going on this morning. There was some areas like the Huntsville camera was useless almost all morning because it was caught up in the fog and we couldn't see anything. It's improving though. So there's the last of the cloud cover. In fact, I think it was Linda from Phil Campbell was telling me that she had sunshine all morning so far. So Franklin County, you can see where the clouds are, and there is that little pocket of clearness by Russellville and Phil Campbell and Red Bay, and then you have like a deck of clouds that work all the way from Lauderdale County right through the heart of the Tennessee Valley into Albertville and Fort Payne. But if you're in far northeastern portions of Alabama, like if my friend Christine Tinker was on this morning from Bryant, she might even have a little sunshine there. So it's just a matter of time before we clear the last of the clouds out and we actually have a pretty nice day for your Friday. Now, temperatures with the clouds, they're held down a bit. We're only in the 70s, but all it takes is the sun to pop. And this time of year, that sun, it's intense, and it can warm things up quickly. And I do think that once we pop the sunshine, it will be game on in the afternoon, and we'll go mid to upper 80s to near 90 degrees, and it will be warm or hot, however you want to define it, of course. Vacation Valerie doing her thing. Vacation Valerie is in Hawaii. So she says, aloha. How is Hawaii right now? That's what I want to know. What's up? Everyone says hi to Vacation Valerie, which is great. Hi, Kaylee. Good morning to you. I hope all is well. Vacation Valerie says she's just chilling in Waikiki. Yeah, why not? Not like we're all not just jelly sitting here watching you tell us that you're in Hawaii and we're just sitting here in the clouds and the fog in the Tennessee Valley. Whatever. So the fog is lifted. I can change that graphic and put it more like cloudy for 11 a.m. And then we get into sunshine in the afternoon, 80s to near 90. Now, if you don't hit 90 today, like if you live in Sand Mountain or Lookout Mountain, you're not going to hit 90 today. But you'll have a chance this weekend. So it will be really close today, and then we'll probably hit 90s for the rest of the month after today. Areas of fog will redevelop tonight, but if you have plans, if you're going to Rock the South, or if you're going to Trash Pandas are playing tonight, fireworks show, win or lose after the game, It should be fine for the evening. That fog won't redevelop until sometime after like 3 a.m. Unless you're having a rockin' Friday night and you're still up at 3 a.m. and you got your little party groove going on, you will probably sleep when the fog develops again. And I'll be on air covering it tomorrow if you want to join me. Weekend forecast, there's the hotter temperatures for you. That little 10% Saturday and Sunday, I don't want to just exclude that. We wouldn't put the 10% there if we didn't think there was going to be a stray shower or storm. And there could be one in the afternoon. I think more areas both days will stay dry. And the headline really for the weekend is mid-90s, feel like 100. And it will certainly be game on with a summer-like feel as we go into Saturday and for Sunday. The 10-day forecast, which I'm trying to get for you, there it is. I'm going to pull it up full screen so you can see it. A lot of 94s, 95s. Those are not grades that I got in high school or college or any time in school. But boy, if you did get 94s and 95s, you were a straight A student. Well, that's what the temperatures are going to be for the next 10 days pretty much. The tail end of that 10 days where you see maybe a subtle change with some storms and a front that comes through. But that's a lot of heat, and not only is it a lot of heat, but it's happening in a month where we haven't had much heat to talk about. So this will be an in-your-face kind of thing, common sense stuff. You want to stay hydrated. You'd rather drink water than other beverages. Maybe you want to take a little time out in the shade during the afternoon, wear light-colored clothing, make sure the pets are safe. Pets are very important to me. You know, I'm a big dog guy. Make sure the pets are safe. If you happen to have a dog that stays outside most of the time, make sure they have some fresh water. And if you have an elderly neighbor, maybe you go by and just say hello really quick and say hi and make sure they're okay. Yeah, I mean, we transitioned from this like really wet pattern to all of a sudden now we changed the tune to hot and humid. And that's what it's going to be like for the next 10 days. Very, very steamy stuff. I see some people I have not seen in a while. Good. Chase says Hawaii while I'm in my gloom home office. See, Chase is feeling the same way I'm feeling about Vacation Valley. Vacation Valley, you just got to have a good time in Hawaii. Aloha to you too while we all sit here in the clouds and blah. Hi, Gene Gibbs. Good morning. Thank you for saying hi. Happy Friday to you. Happy summer. Lyndon Nelson says, I'm excited for a hot weekend. That's a great point to bring up because I say this. I was really excited about summer. I'm a big fan of the heat and humidity. It doesn't bother me. Maybe because maybe in a couple years when I get a little bit older, it will bother me. I don't know. But I say that, and then there's like 50%, I hate summer, and 50%, I love summer. So whatever season's your favorite, if summer's not your thing, you might want to turn away from that 10-day forecast. But some of you are really excited about it. You tell me you're going to try to hit the pool this weekend and go both days, and it's going to actually be hot enough to be in the pool. And that's great. So if you like the heat and the humidity, this is your forecast for sure. Hey, Samantha, what is up? Good morning, Big Cheddar. I was really cheesy on air. I had the worst dad joke on air, and it's actually like somebody was watching and they saw it. They probably were like, turn this guy off. I'm not watching him anymore. It was a really bad dad joke. It was very cheesy, very Big Cheddar-esque of Jeff to do that, yes. Super cloudy still in Center Star near Elgin. Yeah. That cloud cover, Samantha, should break up soon. And I'm hoping by the time we get to the noon show that we'll get into some sunshine. And progressively sunnier and sunnier with each passing hour today. As I say a lot of times, and probably more than I should on air, better and better and better with each passing hour today in terms of sky conditions. And that will allow those temperatures to really spike up. Do we hit 91 today? If we don't get the sunshine by noon, no. But if we get the sun by noon, we should be able to pop a 90 for many locations today. See how it plays out. Vacation Valerie says it's beautiful, 60s through 80s every day. You still rubbing it in? A little salt in the wound for the rest of us here? Yeah, it's okay. You have a fun time, Vacation Valerie. It is a vacation well-deserved, and you're going to have a blast, and I'm glad you're having a good time. Hi, Adam from Fort Payne checking in. Good morning, Adam from Fort Payne. Good to see you on. D.O. from PC is in the house. Donna Oliver, you got some sunshine by you. Linda says she's in Phil Campbell. She said she had a little sunshine this morning. She let me know. Adam says it's already muggy this morning. Yeah, the muggies, the icky stickies, they're not going anywhere. So a lot of times we'll get some rain in here, and we've had rain like much of the week, and we had rain yesterday, obviously yesterday morning. And every time we have rain, a lot of people will be like, oh, that must be, it's going to be nice behind the rainfall, and it's going to be clear, and it's going to be comfortable, and it's going to be great. Take that all out of your mind, because whatever rain we had yesterday, behind it is not clear, comfortable, and really comfortable. It's going to be clear. We're going to have some sunshine, but it's going to still be very muggy. The icky stickies aren't going anywhere. In fact, they're going to stay muggy today and increase for the weekend and then next week as well. It's like we're taking steps up with more humidity each and every day. Kaylee, I hope next Sunday that changes. I have Connor's pool party. Yeah, next Sunday, a long way away. There's a lot that can happen. There's some kind of frontal boundary, Kaylee, that comes in next weekend that will probably spark some showers and storms, but it may happen more on Saturday, and then we can maybe take the storms out for Sunday. But being on the 9th and 10th day on the 10-day forecast, I'll deal with that when I get closer to that day. For now, I'm just going to leave both in there. We'll keep the expectations low, and then if I can take the storms out, then everybody's expectations will go higher. It's all a mental game here for you. Chase, and get some dog shoes if you walk them. Oh, it's a great point. Chase says if you have a dog, and the pavement can get really hot, right? We all know that the concrete, the pavement all warms up faster than the actual air temperature, right? And you can buy these little paw pads for your dogs, and they can walk on them, and this way the heat from the pavement doesn't get right onto their paws. It's really cool, actually. I had some for Hunter and Rusty. I don't have any right now for Sky and Rubble, but they could use them because they like to go out in the back patio and walk around, and I'm sure that patio gets pretty hot for them. So I need to be a better dog owner. Samantha telling Vacation Valerie to have a good time on her vacation, which is very sweet. Hi, Teresa. Teresa Huntley Stewart, good to see you on. Happy Friday, happy summer. Oh, one thing I want to clarify really quick. I heard somebody say this on air this morning on the national news. Being the first day of summer and the summer solstice, if I hear one more person tell me that this is the longest day of the year, I'm going to pull the rest of whatever hair I have left in my head. Every single day is 24 hours long. Just to let everybody know that, okay? 24 hours, that's what our days are. So this day is not going to be longer. It's not going to be 24 hours and 5 minutes or anything like that. But the daylight will be a little longer today. You get like your max daylight hours for your particular location that you can possibly have. Because starting tomorrow, the daylight hours will start to subtract. And a lot of times you'll hear somebody saying, oh, it frustrates me so much. It's like daylight savings time. There's no S in savings. It's a pet peeve. So this pet peeve for me here today is when somebody just casually says, oh, the day is getting long, the longest day of the year. No, they're all 24 hours. But it'll be the most daylight you have. I think the sunrise in Huntsville, which wasn't really much of a sunrise, was at 5:33 and the sunset 8:02. What's really odd though, and this is like water cooler stuff, if you're like hanging out with somebody and you want to like show off your sunrise and sunset knowledge to people, what's odd, this is really odd, is that though our daylight hours starting tomorrow will subtract and it will be a little bit less each day, your sunset time actually increases a little bit for the next week. It gets to like 8:03 or 8:04 in Huntsville. But you're losing time off the sunrise. So it ends up making it a shorter daylight day. Water cooler fun stuff. You know what I mean by that, right? Sitting by the water cooler, hanging out, talking to somebody you want to show off all what you know. That's something you know. Vacation Valley, we did see a rainbow today. It was actually a double. We were on bus, so no pictures. Yeah, Vacation Valley, you get some rainbows in Hawaii, which are probably better than rainbows locally, but we actually had some awesome rainbows here. I think it was Thursday night took that picture. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. And not only did Kate, who works here, I just casually bring up Kate like I know her, but I do because she works here. She took a picture here at the station, and it was so cool. It had the 48 emblem on it on the top of the building. You couldn't dial it up any better. But many of you sent me rainbow pictures, which was very kind of you. And some of them were double rainbows, and they were really, really cool. And that was when the rain came to an end and the sun tried to pop late in the day Thursday, and the rainbow pictures were awesome. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Teresa says, no rain, yay. We did a story this morning, and one of the farmers was like, I can't put anything in the ground because it's been wet since April. And, on the flip side of that, I guess the positive is it's not a drought, which is good. We're not in a drought, that's for sure. But some of the farmers can't do their normal thing because everything's still saturated in the ground. Walk out to your backyard. Mine is still muddy. And it's like, this is the time of year when you start thinking about like getting more in the way of drier weather and everything starts to get dry and cracks, right? Well, that's not the case right now. And like that farmer said, I really need a stretch of dry weather. And I think this forecast will suffice. Even though there's a couple 20s and 10s in there, the overall coverage of rainfall for the end of the month looks to be a lot less than it's been so far for the first 2 weeks. Almost 3 weeks now. Joy says, thank you. Yes. That's good. Yes. DO in PC says, Son and Phil Campbell, you have heard it here first. Only here on Weather Extra will you be updated by Donna Oliver letting us know that Phil Campbell has some sunshine. Good for you, Donna Oliver. And Beverly says, good morning from Killen. Oh, that reminds me too. Got another thing to talk about. I got a lot to talk about. I could just sit here forever. This is great. So yesterday we had the heavy rain come through in the morning, blah, 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 blah. And we had like 1 to 2 inches. We had a flash flood warning issued for areas in northwest Alabama, which included the town, city, Killen. And I have a viewer that follows my page, and she's so sweet, and I can't remember her name right now, and I kick myself. This is what old age does to me. But she has this really cool rain gauge in her backyard. She's a big gardener and stuff. And she always takes pictures of how much rain falls in her little rain gauge. And I said on air yesterday, you know, I imagine that somebody in northwest Alabama had more than 3 inches of rainfall. And she sent the picture, and the rain gauge had like 3.5 inches. And I was like, yeah, I was so excited. And I was like, thank you for sharing. You verified what I felt. So some areas, most of our graphics showed about 1 to 2, but there were some higher local amounts. And that rain gauge proved that with 3.5 inches. It was good stuff. Teresa is Hazel Green. I actually knew that already. HG in the house. Good stuff. Hi, Sarah. She says, good morning, Jeff. No sunshine here. Yeah, if you're one of those locations that doesn't have sun yet, just give it a little time. Got to pack a little patience on this Friday. You should be able to get into some sun later today, if not by noon. And if you already have sun, like Donna Oliver has and Phil Campbell, she's already beat you to the punch. She's got it. She's good to go. Again, I think far northeast Jackson County has some sunshine now, too. I don't have a camera there, though. I need to get one there. Big Cheddar's playing mind games with the forecast. I am. Woo, that's what I do. I'm here to mess with you is what it is. Linda says, I spent 20 years in Arizona, which is a great place. I love Phoenix, by the way. And dog shoes always. I want to put a little heart to that right there. Somebody else did too. It's all about keeping the pets safe, right? Good stuff. Samantha says like 14 and a half hours of daylight today. Yeah, you know what? I have a graphic that has the exact numbers. But yes, 14 and a half is perfect. I think it was, I showed the graphic on air this morning. I think it's 14 hours, 33 minutes, and 15 seconds. Give or take a second or two. Yeah. Again, the longest day of the year? No. The longest day with the most daylight? Yes. Not great for us vampires that like dark. No, this is not vampire season, my friend. Not at all. Gonna have to get some of those black curtains. Cover up the windows. Thank you for laughing at me. I appreciate that. And it's funny too, because when AJ laughs, it's this really quiet laugh, right? When Tatiana's here on the weekend, it's a laugh, which is great because everybody hears it and she gets all embarrassed. But it's all good. So Vacation Valley, yeah, I saw all the rainbow pictures. Were you jealous, Vacation Valley? That's what I want to know. Everyone have a great day. Going to chase rainbows and honor our military at Pearl Harbor. I'm going to put a big heart to that. That's awesome. Vacation, you have a great day in Hawaii. I am eager to see the pictures that you send me. I always like when you send me your pictures on your vacation. I live through you vicariously for vacations because my vacation, my vacation is going to Gunnersville for the day. Yeah. That's my vacation. Sarah says, good morning from Mr. Jeff from Daniel. Daniel, good to see you on. Thank you for saying hi. I appreciate that. Samantha says, I prefer the dark too. You all know I work mornings more often than nights, right? So for bedtime for me is supposed to be on a good night if I can get to sleep, but I never do. It's like 6 o'clock. Let's try to go to bed at 6. Wake up at 2. Gives me like 8 hours of sleep. I usually go to bed at 8. But very difficult with this shift to try to go to bed when it's still sunny outside, especially if it's a really nice evening and patio time is calling my name. So it's kind of cool at my house. So I have this like weird house where I have a barn that's my bedroom. It's a very unique house. And it's cool because it has two small little windows and it doesn't take much to cover them up. But for those of you who don't like the brightness and you prefer the dark, or maybe you're trying to sleep in the morning and the sun gets you in the face, if you have one of those big windows in your bedroom, it's a little tough. And that time of year, it's always, all the morning people that work here, morning show, always say, boy, you know, I want to go to bed at 6 and be good and try to get some sleep, but it's so hard because it's still daylight outside. And you're like, I feel like I should be outside. You know, it's tough. Why does the sun set at 8:02 p.m. from Daniel? It's the time it sets. It goes down at 8:02. It's working around the entire area, doing its thing. Rises here, sets here, and that's the time in the position of where the sun is. That's our time. It's actually the same time every year. In fact, what's funny about this, you bring this up, is Eric Burke worked last year on the first day of summer, and he had the summer graphic already built. So I go into it, and I'm like, I'm going to use that today and show everybody, you know, the daylight hours and blah, blah, blah. And it's the same. I don't have to change anything. The numbers are all the same. Sunrise, sunset, number of hours, minutes, and seconds in the day, it's all the same. It's on a repeat every year for the first day of summer. I hope that helps. Vacation Valley, absolutely jealous of all the rainbows. Oh, don't be jealous, Vacation Valley. You're in Hawaii. We're all jealous of you. What are you talking about? Please. You good. Don't worry about it. One thing I'm going to do really quick. Curiosity killed the cat. I want to go back and check my camera really quick. I see all that cloud cover. I'm not happy with the cloud cover. I'm very, very disappointed right now. Come on. Ow, yeah, I do. Wait a minute. Hang on. Hey, I see a little shadow right there on the parkway. I see it. I spy a shadow. That means the sun's trying to pop. We're getting there. So those of you who have sun already, kudos. Those of you who don't have sun yet, there's hope. I can see the shadows right there, right by the exit ramp to 565 on the northbound side of the parkway. Southbound side, all those people coming off that exit ramp from other areas, like on 565, that go way too fast around that corner. Yep, I see you. I spy that too. But you see the sun by that truck right there, that car going too fast? Yeah, I see you too. But you see a shadow, right? There it is. So a little sunshine coming out. Break out the sunglasses, everybody. We're almost there. We'll get there soon. All right. TVL on today, 11 o'clock. We got to go do that. We got a noon show to do. And then Friday is done. Most of everybody here that works on the TVL and noon show will go enjoy a beautiful weekend. Jeff Desnoyers will come back in tomorrow morning and be here on Saturday morning. And so what you're going to have like your fill of Jeff Desnoyers by the end of the weekend, because after Brad works tonight, Jeff will be here Saturday and Sunday, both shifts, both days. By the time Sunday evening comes, you're going to be like, oh, that Jeff Desnoyers guy is on again. Get him off the stage. And then Eric Burke will be back Monday morning, and then I become the night side guy next week. So schedule a little weird, but well, we all got you covered, and we'll keep an update coming. I'll be talking a lot about the heat and the humidity this weekend, as I will be for next week most likely. And then towards the end of the week, probably focusing more on the potential for some rain and maybe a slight pattern change and maybe squash some of that heat and humidity down for the following weekend. We'll see how that all plays out. It's a long way to go. It's like 9-10 days out. So, you're welcome, Sarah and Daniel. Good. Hi, Cassie. I like the howdy. Howdy. Good to see you on, Cassie. Always a pleasure. Cassie Blackwell in the house today. What does that say? Sarah says, my family and I live 5 minutes from the station. So you could probably, when I miss a forecast and I start yelling really loud because I'm mad at myself, you probably can hear me. Yeah. You're not that far away. I'm like 5 minutes from the station too. We might be neighbors. We don't even know it. Message me. I can get to work very quickly. Samantha says, what time are the weather extras on weekends? I always miss them. I am a wealth of knowledge and here to help. So weekends, we roughly start around 8:15. We're like weekend casual here on the weather extras, but we try to make sure we start between 8:15 and 8:20. Tatiana and I get together and get around to getting on here about that time, okay? And then there's another weather extra at 4:30. Yes. Right. So I need to know that because I had to do those this weekend too. And then so 8:15 in the morning, 4:30 is your question answered, Samantha. And then during the week, it's 10:30 in the morning, and then 9:30 at night. I know it seems weird, all the times are a little different, but the weekend schedule is different than the regular week schedule, so you have to accommodate because we want to try to max out our Weather Extra when you all can be on here, and we don't want it to come on Weather Extra at a weird time and nobody be here, and I'll be sitting here talking to myself. I don't want to do that. All right, let's work on some sunshine. Let's work on this noon show. Let's work on this TVL show, and let's get to the weekend. Everybody have a fantastic day. We'll talk again soon. Have a great rest of your Friday.